Good evening, Lamar University EDD colleagues and faculty, and welcome to our culminating project, the Case Analysis for Tesla. Founded in 2003 by engineers Martin Eberhard and Mark Tarpenning, Ian Wright, Elon Musk, and J.B. Straubel. To set the stage, it is early October 2020 in the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic. Tesla is just over 17 years old and has just surpassed the benchmark of selling 1 million electric cars. Their Model 3, their lowest priced unit, is the best-selling electric car in history, with over 500,000 units delivered. And Tesla cars accounted for over 80% of the electric cars sold in the United States in the first 2 quarters of this year. Tesla's product lineup includes not only its electric vehicle lineup, but its line of domestic, commercial, and industrial battery centers, as well as solar power arrays.
I would like to start off by introducing myself as Anthony Paniccia. I am currently the administrator assistant and teacher at an alternative school in eastern North Carolina. Prior to moving to North Carolina, I served as a teacher for 3 years at a specialized school in New York that worked with children with autism. Next, we have Rolando Ramriez, who is currently the superintendent at Southside Independent School District in San Antonio, Texas. He's currently been in that position for the past 4 months. But prior to that, he was superintendent of Valley View Independent School District, in which he served in that position for 6 years. Next, we have Rankin, who is a principal at East Texas Elementary School in Como-Pixton. Prior to that, she served as a math teacher, and she's coached a variety of sports such as basketball, volleyball, softball, track, and golf. The next member of our team, Keith Reeves, is an educational technology administrator at Discovery Elementary School in Arlington, Virginia, which is also the first and only LEED Zero school. Keith is multi-published author on education and is also a national-level keynote speaker. And last but not least, we had Arrita Sanchez, who is currently a middle school lead teacher and part of the leadership team in Chapel Hill Middle School. Prior to this position, she had been in leadership positions in Texas and in the state of Georgia. Tesla is a manufacturing company created to produce an electric car as an alternative to gas-powered vehicles in today's age. It all started off when a bunch of engineers came together who wanted to create an environmental-friendly vehicle that also had high-performance capabilities such as a Porsche. Since the meeting of these engineers, Elon Musk has joined the group and was named CEO and is still the CEO that is currently leading Tesla into a new dawning age. In 2008, Tesla released its state-of-the-art battery and electric powertrain. Since then, Tesla has introduced several models, such as the Model S, Model X, Model 3, the Tesla Semi, the Model Y, and soon-to-be-released Cybertruck. Our team has come together during this analysis to conduct a SWOT analysis that would be able to recommend future improvements for Tesla. During this analysis, you will see many different types of matrices. First, we have the internal factor evaluation, the IFE matrix, which was used to evaluate the strengths and weaknesses of Tesla. Next, you have the external factor evaluation, the EFE, which is going to be used to evaluate the threats and opportunities that you would see in Tesla. Combining the IFE and the EFE allows us to arrive at the SWOT analysis, which is a matrix used in the combination of strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. We also arrive at the competitive profile, which helps us identify competitors and compares the strengths and weaknesses of all the companies in the industry.
Based on the study, there are several recommendations made to enhance Tesla's success. The first recommendation, based on the SWOT, Tesla must improve its global presence. This would require for the company to be able to mass-produce electric cars at an affordable price. In doing so, global sales must improve the next 5 years by improving production and decreasing expenditures. The second recommendation is to improve diversity of electric cars to expand the customer base. The public should be given options of different models to select in order to expand sales. Both recommendations are based on improving the strengths and minimizing the threats. Sales for Tesla have improved. For 2020, Tesla had a positive first quarter by achieving the first quarter of deliveries and production. Due to this improved production, Tesla reported an increase of 32% growth in total revenue. The growth continued for the second quarter. Tesla reported an increase of $535 million and $8.6 billion cash on hand. Tesla has moved forward by trying to minimize marginal expenses and ensuring that the selling price is more than the manufacturing price. The leading car manufacturer's inability to move forward with electric car options led to the creation of Tesla. For Tesla, it was critical for the public to have an electric car option. Tesla's mission statement is to accelerate the world's transition to sustainable energy. Tesla's vision statement is to create the most compelling car company of the 21st century by driving the world's transition to electric cars. According to David, mission statements are enduring, distinguishing, scope-defining, prioritizing, and effective. In order for this to happen, the mission statement must have 9 characteristics. These components, according to David, must be in a mission statement. The recommended mission statement that has these characteristics is the following. Tesla will assist the world of today and build a thriving, prosperous future for humanity by innovating safe, reliable, durable electrical technologies to close physical and cultural distances with speed and efficiency. In establishing a vision for the future, one must imagine the major vision of the organization fulfilled and seeing it turn to future challenges. This must be taken into account in order to have an effective vision statement. The revised vision statement following this criteria is the following. Tesla will be internationally acclaimed standard for safe, speedy, successful innovation to get people and products any place they need or want to go with zero negative impact on this or any future planetary home for humanity.
External opportunities and threats refer to economic, environmental, political, legal, technological, and competitive trends and events that could significantly benefit or harm an organization in the future. We identified numerous opportunities such as lower prices, expanded innovation, building the brand, and sustaining efficiency. We also identified multiple threats, including customer adaptation, self-improvement responsibilities, shortage of materials, and regulatory threats. While several opportunities were identified, the opportunity with the largest potential impact was expanding globally, as it held the largest weight at 0.1 and the highest rating of 4, resulting in a weighted score of 0.40. There were equally as many threats that were identified, with defective parts, self-driving accidents, and shortage of materials having a weighting score each of 0.10. The competitive profile matrix compared Tesla to 2 of its major competitors, Toyota and Ford, in several categories: financial profit as opposed to economic profit, price competitiveness, research and development, and product quality were the most important factors identified in the comparison. Each company had high and low scores in multiple factors. The areas in which each company scored the highest identified potential competitive advantages for that company. The area in which the company scored lowest identified potential areas of growth for each company. When all scores were combined, Ford had an overall score of 3.14, Toyota scored 2.75, and Tesla scored 2.72. This information indicated that Ford was the strongest of the 3 companies and Tesla was the weakest. While the cumulative scores did not indicate the percent or extent to which one was better than the other, it did allow for an overall ranking. Tesla was stronger than the other 2 companies in 4 factors, Toyota strongest in 1 factor, and Ford was strongest in 5 factors. The overall combination with attention to weight is what made the difference. One implication of the CPM was that it identified financial profit as an urgent area of focus for Tesla, given the difference in scores between Tesla and its competition. Financial profit held one of the highest weights, and that has been a major weakness for Tesla. Just as external factors were identified, internal strengths and weaknesses were identified as well. Tesla's greatest strengths center around their specialty in electric vehicles, but that specialty also causes some of the weaknesses they have, including the lack of high-volume production and inability to meet demands. The internal factor evaluation matrix identified the greatest strengths as being an innovative company with a weighted score of 0.40, having the top electric car, weighted score of 0.32, and a growing network, weighted score 0.24. Of the many weaknesses identified, lack of high volume production stood out with the highest weighted score of 0.1.
According to David, the strength, weaknesses, opportunities, threats matrix helps managers develop 4 types of strategies. Matching key external and internal factors is the most difficult part of developing the SWOT matrix, as it requires good judgment to support growth of Tesla Motors. This is Tesla's internal strength taking advantage of its external opportunities. We want to expand in-house manufacturing of batteries, add affordable, desirable entry-level model and truck, increase global sales through international expansion, pivot away from autonomous driving. These are strength strategies Tesla uses to avoid or reduce the impact of external threats. Address distribution issues such as dealership restrictions, ensure diversity of lineup portfolio for diverse consumers, significantly enhance advertising to target demographics, and improve product reliability and durability. These strategies aim at improving internal weaknesses by taking advantage of external opportunities. Make entry-level offering affordable to entry-level buyers. Expand charging station locations directly and indirectly. Advertise globally to expand the brand. And enhance and expand service center support. The defensive tactics strategies directed at reducing internal weaknesses and avoiding external threats. Improve workplace satisfaction to ensure workforce stability. Hire best-in-class engineers to improve production. And last, incentivize special sectors like government and the military.
Extrapolating courses of action based on our thorough analysis, 4 themes of action emerge and a potential partnership opportunity. The first theme is trimming the fat, eliminating waste and redundancy. The autonomous driving program infamously associated with Tesla should be shelved as it causes more problems than it is worth. Self-driving is not a practical or profitable part of the core business model and therefore should be discontinued. Additionally, there are overlaps and gaps in the lineup of models offered by Tesla, the second theme. The Model X is effectively a mid-size crossover SUV, and the Model Y is effectively a crossover. This is an unnecessary situation in which 2 models are far too close together in terms of likely buyer. Whichever is more profitable and likely to remain so should be preferred and its counterpart killed off. To diversify the lineup and connect more potential buyers to the vehicles they want, Tesla needs competitive entries in 2 sectors of the market, an economical 2-seater and a pickup truck that will actually sell. The Roadster and Cybertruck are niche vehicles. Competitors like Hyundai with the Ioniq and Ford with the F-150, both of which are the best-selling examples of their type in the world, are more appealing to more people. Transitioning to concepts that appeal to the target demographics, such as white 30-something males from middle-sized cities for pickup trucks, is a better business plan. Some of the infrastructure upon which Tesla depends is outside of its direct control, namely charging stations and laws, both of which require engagement with municipalities. In order to scale up electric car charging on a national scale, governments and businesses alike must be lobbied. In order to be able to sell Teslas to anyone, state laws must be changed to legalize direct sales to customers outside of a dealership, the Tesla sales model. Consequently, our third theme of action is to stand up an infrastructure task force, staffed with attorneys, lobbyists, and experts in communications, traffic infrastructure, and automotive law. Because, as you heard earlier in our presentation, expansion into global marketplaces is a major priority for us, international legal experts will have to be included on this team. Finally, it is worth noting that several of these issues would be well served by a meaningful partnership with a materials engineering and research company. Leveraging the engineering and financial prowess of a large and powerful, if more traditional company, may yield additional inroads, such as innovative chemistry and physics that may yield better batteries or even entirely new methods of electrical storage, capacitance, and discharge, as well as providing potential secondary benefits like a financial servicing arm or tendrils into the aforementioned lobbying efforts. By improving the quality of manufacturing and the reliability of the product, by retailoring the product lineup to better match consumer demand, the consumer base is expanded potentially dramatically. By eliminating waste, maximizing efficiency, and eliminating redundancy where appropriate, and innovating both within the manufacturing process as well as upstream and downstream factors such as supply chain, the per-unit manufacturing cost can be lowered to the fullest practical extent. Between these factors and potential innovative financing programs, such as regarding the vehicle as an asset, given that it retains value at a rate exponentially better than its nearest competitor, the upfront price point for buyers can be lowered, an essential element, particularly for the economical two-seat option. To get more people turning more keys in more Teslas, the vehicle simply must cost less. And we could reasonably expect that if all of these strategies were implemented. This would yield greater sales volume, but should also increase profit per unit, resulting in an aggregate improvement of profitability overall across the corporate ecosystem. To facilitate our four themes, within 30 days, the autonomy R&D program should be completely shelved with all expenses out the door ceasing immediately. Also within 30 days, the elimination of the redundant model and the development of its replacement should begin. Whether that replacement is the economical two-seater or the sales-ready pickup, either way, the previous Roadster and Cybertruck products have respectively set the stage for rapid redevelopment. Within the first 3 months of initiating the plan, the infrastructure task force should be fully operational, beginning with a focus on the jurisdictions in which Tesla currently cannot directly sell. They would begin their work within the first 90 days, building upon established successes such as Tesla already overturning a Rhode Island law prohibiting direct automotive sales in 2017. Within the first 6 months, meaningful academic partnerships should be engaged to pick up the baton of self-driving car research and development. That small, elite, and passionate group of Tesla hyper-enthusiasts can be pivoted to beta testing programs managed by the schools, clearing that line item from Tesla's books. Finally, within the first fiscal year, the company must implement rigorous monitoring and evaluation mechanisms. Those objective mechanisms will include audits, a balanced scorecard, and industry-standard consultations, all of which are advised by David and David. Both an internal and external audit are appropriate, an internal to pull apart the org charts and scrutinize processes within the organization to ensure the validity of these changes and consistency with best practices, and an external to objectively conduct a financial audit to ensure all possible profit centers are maximized. A balanced scorecard to analyze and advise the organization during and after these changes is appropriate, and in Tesla's case, sections 5 and 6, environmental and financial factors, are of particular importance. As previously mentioned, Tesla should be leading the way to prove that one can be a highly effective global steward of planetary health and personal human welfare, both for individuals and collective societies, and also make money responsibly. Finally, consumer reports and other high-quality, objective, industry-standard experts should be heeded. They're impressed with the things they're impressed with because Teslas are impressive machines. However, if they break down faster than folding chairs after the last inning of Friday Night Little League, a car's coolness doesn't matter. Industry-standard consultations are freely available from those reviewers, and their counsel is sagacious and should be heeded. We believe the data to be sound and our case to be strong that Tesla, with these improvements, could significantly improve its long-term prospects. And if it heeds our counsel, we believe that every Tesla that crosses out of the factory and onto the roads of America and the highways and driveways around the world can not only be safe and reliable and brilliant in their performance, but will have a ready, willing, and eager buyer to take the keys. On behalf of our team, we thank you.